Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2020 reading. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Special welcome to my podcast listeners on Apple and Spotify. Let's take a look at your reading, Sagittarius. Overall, the one thing that I'm picking up for you is it's about breaking free. Breaking free of the old, breaking free of tradition, and instead taking a different path. More of a heart's calling path. There is some practicalities to deal with though, of course. So let's get straight to the reading. Could be you, could be someone around you as well. So this may resonate the opposite way around. Let's start. We've got the Empress in reverse and the Tower in reverse. A lot of reversed cards on this table, but I feel that that's mainly about the times that we're living in right now. And that things, although we would like to be doing things right now, often we can't, especially if it relates to movement. So the feeling that I'm getting around this is one of no growth. It's a lack of growth and fear of change. Now, the energy around this is not really about you. I actually feel it's more about a situation that you've been in which there has, the other person I do feel has, well, I'm really getting it as more their energy of lacking growth. And I do get this feeling here of no change, there being no change. So status quo energy. We also have the Temperance card in reverse along with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And that's what I mean about the times that we're living in. So Sagittarius, it speaks to me of time feeling like it's stopped, standing still at the moment. And as a result, there's an uneasiness. I'm getting an uneasy feeling, Sagittarius, because you are someone who likes to, once they make up their mind to make a change, you're a doer. You're not a dreamer and you're not a thinker. So, well, you are a thinker, but you're not normally someone who just keeps yourself stuck there thinking about something for a long time. Once you've made up your mind, you want to get going on it. And I feel that there's this energy here of wanting to get going on something. Could be you, could be someone else. I actually do feel like the person that we're talking about here is more of, you could be dealing with a fire sign. I have the King of Wands in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. It doesn't have to be though. But I do think that your energies are matching up. I feel like there's an energy here of wanting to get going towards something, but it's not really, it's like you're mirroring each other. It's not really getting going for different reasons, but I do get that the energy around another person here is very similar to yours. So I'm just going to read this as your energy, but it's probably going to also be for the person that you're dealing with, Sagittarius. So time feels like it's stopped. The motion has stopped. The movement has stopped. And there's a feeling here of, is this going to happen or is it not? That's the way that I'm feeling. And there's an uneasiness around that. And also this feeling like nothing is happening, nothing's growing, and things are staying the same. Now, for one of you, could be both, perhaps there is attached to that, there's a feeling of loss of control or loss of power, feeling like things are out of your control, and as a result, you might get a little bit cranky. Things may tend to annoy you more, that kind of feeling. Nothing too bad there. I just feel like it's a symptom of the times, of not being able to go about and create change in your life and feeling like things are out of your control, because they are. Let's take a look at Justice in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So around you, Sagittarius, or the other person, I do think that somebody here is getting out of a commitment. Could be you, could be the other way around. And it's a situation in which they have, either you or they have lost, there's no passion in that relationship. I feel like that relationship is pretty much dead and buried. Either you've been with someone a really long time or they have, and so there's no real passion there anymore in that particular relationship. And I get fears around money. We've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So someone here is fearful of losing some cash, things not working out in their favor or being equal when it comes to the disbursement of funds. I feel that a lot of you here are talking about a break of some kind, maybe a breakup of a marriage. It could be a breakup of a job. You could be waiting for a payout. So there's an energy around this of worries about money and whether or not you're going to receive the right amount, the fair amount. So I get some unfairness there, or fear of unfairness more than anything. I do get this energy around you with the Nine of Cups and the Strength in reverse, Sagittarius, of not being able to act or not being able to have your wishes fulfilled at the moment. Again, because I feel that it's something that you just can't do right now because of circumstances around you. Circumstances that mostly are out of your control. Now, the thing is, what you're not realizing is that you have a lot more strength in the situation than you're feeling. I get you're feeling low. You're feeling a little bit down. You're feeling like you is this ever going to happen? But the thing that you're not realizing is that you're more patient than you might realize, than you give yourself credit for. That's number one. And number two, you have a lot more strength than you realize. If you look back at your life and look at what you've been through, I think you'll come to the conclusion that yes, you've been through quite a lot, and yes, you've come out the other side and stronger as well. So just think back to those times. Remember how strong you have been, that even when things have been quite difficult, you've managed to pull yourself up, you've managed to get out of that. And try not to get caught in the feelings aspect of it, because I think emotionally that's what's dragging you down. Because I don't feel that you can be with someone, or you're in a situation in which you want to get out of it. I think a lot of you want to move towards someone else, but that's not for all of you. Now, we also have the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Sun. So don't worry too much. Things are going to work out just fine. I do feel that there's happiness at the end for you, at the end of this trial. But right now, it just seems like the flow isn't there. Things are not flowing the way that they should because of the roadblocks that have been, that seem to be coming around in life at the moment. Part of it is the situation with the lack of movement in the world. The other part of it is either you or the other person has to finish up some practicalities in their life. Getting out of something, getting out of a contract, whether that's marriage or whether that's business. And there's problems associated with the money. But they certainly want to get out of that. So there's no worries there that this person wants to go back to that thing, whatever they're leaving behind. I don't feel that they do. There is a lack of passion for that. So we also have the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So I do get that one or both of you there is a loss of security. There's a loss of some money here. So I have to be honest, I do see that. Doesn't have to be a lot. There may be a change in job, or it could be to do with this contract situation. But I actually don't feel it's as bad as all that. The reason why is because whatever you're moving towards is you're following your heart. It's more of your true passion for life, or your true heart's desire, your true heart's calling. For some of you, it's a person. For others of you, it's a goal. It's maybe another career, something that you want to do. Following your heart, whatever that means to you, Sagittarius. So for you, I get rather than focusing on the money, which might have been a thing in the past, I get you finding some peace, finding some strength in letting that go and letting the money go, because I do think that there's an element around this of something there around a contract that may seem unfair to you. Now we also have the Eight of Wands. Now I think for you this really is a question of you wanting things to happen more quickly than they are. But I do get, unfortunately, still requiring this patience before you can act on this heart's calling, although I do see success coming for you in the future. We also have the Lovers in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. That's why I feel a lot, either you or the other person, or perhaps both, are going through family difficulties of a breakup, ending of a contract with some money issues, and there may be some hostilities there. But the thing that I'm getting here is that if, while things may be a little bit, maybe not as abundant in the short term, remember that the wheel there is constantly turning. So things might be at a low point or lower, but eventually they'll come back around and they'll start to move back in your favor. You'll rebuild those finances. So if there's been a loss here of some kind, I do get you rebuilding that in the future over time, but it is going to be a waiting period. I get you needing to wait for what it is that you are wanting, this heart's desire. It's going to take a little bit of time. Not too much time, but I do feel that there is a waiting period here. Now, the thing is, you're breaking free of this tradition. You're breaking free of a commitment or a marriage or family tradition. You're going your separate way here, doing something for you. It's your true heart's desire. The only problem that I see around that is to make sure that it aligns with your true values, with who you are as a person. So try not to, during this waiting period, while you're waiting for what you really want to come to fruition, try not to get involved in anything that is not to your benefit, or not true to who you are. Don't get led down the garden path there, Sagittarius, either you or the other person, towards something that doesn't align with your values. No, you don't want to do that. The thing is, I think what you're doing is you're breaking free of this tradition, something that you've lost this passion for. But don't confuse that with kind of going crazy or going wild and just doing whatever. It's not about that. No, it's really still focused on your vision for the future, what you want here that you're waiting for, that you're having to wait on while you sort through these practicalities, without getting involved in anything in the short term or while you're waiting that goes against those values of yours, those beliefs, those things that are intrinsic to you, Sagittarius, or to the other person, because this can be read as the other individual that you're waiting on here, Sagittarius. So the both of you. But I like the energy around the reading. It does speak to me of freedom and breaking through barriers, the power to overcome limitations and knowing that you can do it. So there's a lot of restriction here because of circumstances beyond your control, there's still a lot of potential. With this Sun card especially, it tells me that the potential for something great is there. I often see this Three of Wands as kind of letting ourselves out of the cage. So whatever has held you captive for far too long, I get you opening the doorway there and being let out and stepping out for the first time and looking to see what's there. But the trick is to make sure that whatever you go for aligns with who you truly are and your true values as a person. Because often when we get let out of that cage, we can tend to go a little bit crazy or a little bit wild in our thinking, believing that we kind of run with the freedom and go a little bit wild with it. But as long as you don't do that, I get you getting out of an old stuck pattern, which is exactly what you wanted to achieve. This shift that was avoided in the past. I do get the time coming for you to shift that energy and realize that door really is open and opportunities await you as you claim this freedom. So having the power to break through these barriers breaking through the parameters of your life because you thought it was one way. But I think that you've become much more an energy of, you know what, I can actually do this, I can do this. So where there may have been some fear, concerns in the past, I get you breaking free of those. Liberation. The energy that I'm getting here, especially if it relates to past relationships, is that you don't have to be stuck in old patterns, and you don't have to keep yourself there because of old wounds. The thing is, you're free to start something new or to transform. And you always have freedom of choice. I get this is very much an energy here of freedom of choice to do what you want. You know, it's not under anyone else's control. You're not under anyone else's control, Sagittarius, so you're free to do whatever it is that is your heart's desire, as long as it aligns with who you truly are, aligns with your values. I think that's important. The energy around this also is of dealing with some practicalities, so don't forget that as well. And also make sure you give yourself some time, you know, practice some patience. You know, getting out of one situation and finding our strength, finding our happiness, it's not instantaneous. We need to give ourselves some time there to heal from the past and then to move on. So I get that's what you'll be doing, probably you and the other person during the month of May, is allowing yourself that time to heal before stepping into something else that I feel is going to bring you happiness. But the temptation will be there, perhaps, to get involved in something that doesn't align with your values. And that's the only caveat that I see around this for you, Sagittarius. So let's have a look. So playing the waiting game at the moment, dealing with some practical issues, necessities of life, but remaining positive. We have flourish, from the fairy oracle. The lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. So it's about abundance, it's about growth. It's recognizing that there's a lot out there to still be had in the world. You know, we all have the ability to go out and flourish if we choose to. You know, we don't have to hide our light, we don't have to hide away, and we don't have to diminish that light. And I feel that in the past there may have been that diminishment, but I don't get that anymore for you, Sagittarius. Instead I see more of a very fertile ground for you in the future in which you will flourish. There will be growth, and as a result I feel that there will also be growth around this other person. If this is vice versa, then it's you showing them the way, if you will, showing them your growth, the experiences that you've been through in life, and letting them know that it's achievable, that things can be overcome, limitations can be overcome, fears can be overcome, doubts about ourselves can be overcome, and really shining that more optimistic light. So it may be that's the role that you're playing towards someone else here, Sagittarius, that more healing light. So I'm going to leave it there for you and wish you all the very best with this. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. Please do like, share and subscribe if you're a newcomer. I'd love to have you. And thank you to my podcast listeners on Apple and Spotify. Please do make sure to tune into my YouTube channel, Gypsy Insights by Michelle, for more readings. Wishing you the best with this, Sagittarius. Looks pretty good. Just really more of a waiting kind of energy, but I do think that you're using the time wisely to sort through some practicalities, deal with that, and I think you're well placed for it. And in the future I do see growth and I do see success for you. Wishing you the best, Sagittarius. Please take care and bye for now.